What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Piscean Predator. I'm back with that TPP True Crime Talk. We're going to do a quick, I don't know if it's so much of an update, but more of like a review on the Nicola Bulley case. But before we do, will you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, help your boy out, and get this channel pumping and growing, help me out in the algorithm? Much appreciated. All right, guys, let's jump into this. All right, man, I just want to jump on here and do a review because this case right here got a lot of international attention. I mean, it got, but from the jump, dude, this was just a mess from the jump. From the jump, a lot of things didn't make sense. Had a lot of Americans kind of scratching their head in the true crime community, trying to figure things out, and we approached it kind of like we do with crimes here in the States. And the crimes here in the States, things unfold differently because of the way our law enforcement is, right? And we want to bash law enforcement here in the States because we do have some bad apples, right? But overall, the way the system runs, there's not a whole lot that could be hidden because of Freedom of Information Act. So even when there's corruption or something bad going down, it can only be hidden for so long before something goes down and the public finds out and all hell breaks loose, right? So that causes most law enforcement agencies to jump into action and do the correct things when a crime or a missing person, when that type of situation occurs. Now, dude, now we're starting to figure out that the reason why this Nicola Bulley case went so crazy was the law enforcement there, man. I don't want to throw stones but bro, that law enforcement agency, dude, they didn't do nothing right. They don't seem to, it doesn't seem like they did anything right. And I held off on my criticism because I wanted to just let it go, see what's going to happen, don't jump to conclusions. But now, dude, nothing seems right about it. The woman was found fairly close to where she went missing. The way that the search was conducted obviously was a fail. They had specialists there that could have literally searched much larger area than what they did. And those specialist searchers weren't even giving the full facts of what this lady was going through to kind of like redesign and reevaluate the way that they were going to search the area, because an accident and a self-unaliving, they're going to have different characteristics, right? So that being said, like, law enforcement screwed that up. Their inability to control the scene, to control the area, it seemed kind of strange. Seems kind of strange. I don't know, man. I didn't like anything about the whole feel was off. All right. So we have that. And then we also have the grifters, right? So it was like anybody that was in the area that wanted to get their 15 minutes of fame and their clicks, their views, they were out there. So that was horrible. And then we got a quote unquote psychic who ends up finding the body. It's just bananas. And I don't know. I don't buy that whole story. I think that person rationale and statistics are going to tell you if it was a self-unaliving or an accident and she's actually in that water, that amount of time, eventually something's going to float. So statistically, if you went out there and just walked that and she was going to be in it, you're going to find her, right? But to find her and then be like trying to promote that, was psychic ability, I don't know. I'm not saying that stuff is not real, but this whole situation with that seems sus. And then we're going to videotape her being pulled out of the water. Homeboy videotaped her being pulled out of the water. Like, dude, where is your respect? That shit is disgusting. And then, like, after everybody throws a bitch fit about it, then the dude's gonna go and he's gonna donate money to the family. It's horrible, man. Horrible. You should have just went ahead and donated any type of income that you generated off of this case whatsoever to that family. And it came out with a massive apology, not some half-ass donation. That being said, we have all this madness, right? All this madness. And now it's coming out that, well, not just coming out, but it's come out that they had been to her house before over some issues with mental health, right? But now we're finding out that this police department this law enforcement agency, they failed another young lady previous to this. So we had a previous young lady go missing that ended up self-unaliving or unaliving herself, because law enforcement let out a suspect that supposedly had assaulted her, right? This 23-year-old lady, and them letting this individual out without proper investigation into the situation, right, led this young lady to a mental state that was so bad that she unalived herself. That's the same law enforcement agency that totally mishandled this Nicola Bulley case. But law enforcement wants to put it all on social media. They want to put it on the specialist dive team. They want to put it on anybody but themselves. It's everybody else's fault. You guys need to look into this case, man. Look into it a little bit deeper. I think it's bananas too that we're not going to hear about the autopsy for a while. Like, why? That's just, it doesn't make sense, man. None of it makes sense. Absolutely none of it makes sense. But the only thing I could think is that things work different there. They're more of a nanny state. They're government organizations. The people don't have the same power there that we do here. So maybe that's why it's different. But that needs to change, dude, because if they run things that much different there and the people can't, press them and investigate them or get information, like, that shit needs to change. Because, dude, obviously you guys got the wrong people running your law enforcement. Like, and then listening to them talk, listening to them talk whenever they would try to go out and speak to the public and stuff, their little conferences and whatnot. I'm not gonna lie, dude, they came off incredibly incompetent. And it's like, here in the States, dealing with true crime, watching all this stuff unfold with a bunch of different cases. Yeah, our police departments and sheriff's departments and state, law enforcement, they're not perfect by far. But damn, after watching this case, I'm like, I'm glad I live here. Most definitely. Couldn't imagine that, dude. Like, and to think too, like, man, you're really gonna put it off on everybody else. There's no accountability at all. So any type of stuff that gets turned up in this internal investigation on that police department, dude, I hope that goes, that makes the news. And I hope they make changes there, because this case is horrible. It was horrible in every which way. It was horrible from law enforcement. It was horrible from the grifters. I mean, all the way around. And then it was weird too how defensive like the community was, like the witnesses and stuff. Like, why are you gonna be mad? I don't even understand it, dude. So this case just, it's weird. It's weird as hell. We'll see what the autopsy says. And then there's like also too, you get people that are like still trying to get clicks and views off it. Obviously, I'm doing a video. I'm not doing it for the clicks and views. I'm doing this video literally because this case doesn't make sense. And maybe one of you guys can make it make sense for me, but I can't rationalize what the hell is going on with it, aside from an inept, corrupt law enforcement agency that doesn't know their job, and instead of like taking accountability for where they've screwed up, they just push blame on everybody else. So I don't know. I just thought the whole thing is weird. Anyways, guys, that's enough of my rant or my review on the Nicola Bulley case. I'm gonna look into more of the facts on the case that I was explaining, where this law enforcement agency, Lancashire, they mishandled this young lady's assault case, and in doing so put her in a mental state to where she unalived herself. And that's crazy. I want to get some more details on that. If I can dig up more details on that, I'll do a video specifically on that situation. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm just glad I live here, man. God bless America. But anyways, this is your boy, the Piscean Predator. Much love, y'all. Peace.